Hello, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and the long wait is over. We have had the recent release of Chapter 817, Raizo of the Mist. An amazing chapter, as always, by our own Echery Order. No issues whatsoever with this chapter, 10 out of 10 for me, plenty of revelations, plenty of setups, plenty of time for speculation. But without further ado, let's get into the review. So, point number 1. Jack has been confirmed alive. He is all bandaged up, but is more alive than ever, as do his flunkies say. So basically, he's shown to be alive. He's reading a newspaper. He goes, "Am I dead?" Rips it up. No, he's not. So this does show the capabilities of said Jack, bearing in mind that he did go against Fujitora and the new admiral, the former admiral, fleet admiral as well. So Sengoku. What was interesting was they were showing 4 heavy ships together, and the next thing we saw after that was Zo. Is that kind of a setup or foreshadow for his return as Zo, a potential rematch now that the Straw Hats are there? It remains to be seen, but an interesting point to bear in mind. That's point number 1. Point number 2. The Kogetsu or Kaizuki or Kozuki crest. I say both of them because it's changed. For some reason it was one thing last time, one thing this time. And the crest was on Kinnaman's back, and it's a seal, I guess, from their clan. Being the retainer, we obviously knew that there's more to it than what we've been told. But looking at the crest, there's a few things to bear in mind. There's a bird, there's the symbol of the sun, and there's an X. So you can see the sun as a few different things. You can see that as people that live under the sun. You can see that as potential symbol for the fisherman pirates on the tie. So it's a link to the fishermen. The bird could be anything in the sky, so sky pier potentially. And the X can be a few things. It could be water sprout, like as in Ganesha, so like could be referring to the minks. It could be an X, like as in pirate, so X marks a spot, or it could be something to do with digging, as digging tool as in underground people. So if it was a digging tool, it could effectively be anyone under the sun, as in the land people, the sky, and the ground, in a case to the ancient weapons, and also in a case to the idea of unity among different races. If the X represents X mark the spots, it's to do with unity between pirates and other folk. And if it is water, what I think it literally means is a unity between Skypians, the fishermen pirates, so people from the sky, people from the water, and people from Mink. So this could be a link to the past, potentially where this ancient kingdom civilization talks were about, but it's something to bear in mind for future thought. But yeah, that's point number 2. Point number 3. The truth about Momonosuke. So we get a revelation that he's the son of some shogun or some lord, and they refer to his father as Odin. Odin is also the name of, I believe, is Norwegian or Nordic god, Odin being the all-powerful, kind of like the counterpart to Zeus. So having that type of name would indicate some type of power, royal kind of strength. At the same time, the fact that he is the son of this lord would indicate Kinnaman isn't his father, and it's been confirmed before that he's a returner of that clan. So basically, Kinnaman, Kanjuro, Raizo are all basically, you could say, bodyguards to Kinnaman, but they have to pretend to be father and son for the sake of their mission. Also, what's interesting to bear in mind, Nami's like, "Oh, so your father's rich, he's got treasure," and she's thinking about money, and Luffy doesn't care about position. He's like, "You're still a coward, you're scared of heights, you've got no backbone in you." So that is funny to see that side of things with Luffy. It doesn't really matter to him, nothing changes. But that's point number 3. Point number 4, we get to find out the location of Raizo and the introduction of Raizo. So we find out that he's in the whale tree, which was probably important on why it was guarded when the Luffy and the crew first arrived. But once that all got sorted out, it basically kind of reinforced the point of its importance, and you can go to it now. So they go to it, and the closer they get, one thing that's mentioned is Monosuke mentions that he can hear the voice get closer. I think he was hearing Raizo, maybe the voice of all things. What's interesting is Kinnaman smiled, saying you're just like the Lord, as in his father. So does that mean Kinnaman can also hear it, or is he just making reference to the fact that Momonosuke's real father can as well? The two dukes also mention that it reminds them of another person, which is interesting because they've met Shanks, so there's a good chance they met Roger, so I'm assuming they meet Roger. Now when they do meet Raizo, it is a big letdown. It's funny, don't get me wrong, it was like a proper troll session. Oda didn't spare any bucks there, but he's basically a midget with funky hair. He looks like a combination of that guy from Sky Pier and Ippon Matsu, the guy who gives Zoro his sword. So to be fair, everyone's disappointed, like, oh, you're meant to be a ninja, do some ninja techniques, and they're teasing for ages. They go, no, do fire release, no, do earth release, no, do water release, that's the best. That was basically a joke and a wink, nudge to Naruto. And I think Ninja Scrolls, and is it Rayman or Ranma? I think it's one of those. But in any case, there were like little subtleties to kind of hints towards that. And then at the end, he finally shows his abilities, and I believe he got some type of smokish or something similar type of devil fruit, and that's why he can do it. But it was a very funny part of the scene. I mean, even Law and Zoro got involved, so it's always a good scene, and it was quite funny when that happened. So yeah, that's point number 4. Point number 5. This is probably the one that I was most excited about. The Poneglyph is finally revealed. So when they get to see Raizo, there's a sign that's their kind of crest, I guess, of the unity, and it's from 300 years ago. But they go, this Poneglyph is different. He goes, yeah, it's red. Why is it different? He goes, they must have all served different purposes. So the fact that they finally got to the Poneglyph, the story is moving on. Is a positive sign, and we'll finally get to see that Poneglyph. Will it be the Void Century? Will it be something else? Will it be directions to the next Poneglyph? I made a theory about it potentially going to find Pluton. So there's quite a few different things going on. I cannot wait to find out what that is. That's probably the most exciting part for me. So I've gone through my main 5 points. Jack, the crest and what it could mean, the Poneglyph, Momonosuke's lineage, and the identity of Raizo and the jokes that goes with it. That's all for me today, guys. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe. There'll be a link in the description if you don't know about it. If you haven't already done so, the rules are as always: if you like something, give me a thumbs up, leave it in the section below. If you dislike something, give me a thumbs down, leave it in the section below. As always, please continue your support, share it with your friends. Peace.